Whoops. See, I'm already messing it up. Hold on. There we go. What's shaking? What's shaking, YouTubeites? As you can see, JB is not here, so I'll be filling in for him tonight, or at least attempting to fill in for him tonight. But since it is Thursday, while you all are congregating, I'm going to play my personal favorite.
Nothing will stand in our way. I will finish what you started. Nothing can stop that now.
All right, we are back. Yeah, welcome in, everyone. There's like 30 of you with us already, so that's awesome. Welcome to the Cover Price Shakers of the Week. Before we get started, let's say hello to our amazing crew, shall we? Marty, say what's good to the people.
Greetings and salutations, chatsters and everyone out there. And may the comic gods and TiVo continue to bless your long boxes. Welcome, chatsters, to another wonderful, great, amazing show. And Laura promised you, if this show does not hit the top 10, your money back. So just get with her after this.
Yeah, what he said. Yeah. Chris, say what's up.
How's it going, everybody? Here pinch hitting again. I am Dr. Yo-Yo. Hit me up on anywhere you need to. Hey, while I got the mic, I want you guys to hit that bell icon, drop an elbow on it, pick it up, suplex it off the top rope, and throw it into the crowd because you need to like and subscribe.
Amen to that. Otto, last but not least, say what's up.
What is up, everybody? Happy Thursday. The summer of Otto is in full effect, and I'm so excited to be here with the Cover Price crew, the LOTLB. TiVo watching, he would have loved all the shenanigans that happened behind the scenes, and we can't wait. So I don't know if you guys remember, but back in the 80s, there was Marvel Assistant Editors Month, where the comic books went a little bit awry, and that might happen tonight with what we got going on tonight. So let's go.
Yeah,
I love it when you're on. Otto, I love doing the shows with you, brother. It's always great to have you on, man. You know, every once in a while you make this appearance, man, and when you do, it excites me, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Rocking the Comic Con podcast for all you guys out there. So check them out too.
You're exciting, Marty. Okay. So let's give this a go. Again, I am filling in for JB, who is the best host on the planet. So take it easy on me. There's no way I can do what he does, but I will give it my best shot. Again, guys, if you are just hopping in, this is the Cover Price Shaker Show. This list comes from our friends over at Cover Price, focusing on the new high sales or the most interesting sales found on their exclusive daily shaker list. This list changes several times daily, so make sure to check it out every day to review some of the hottest trending books in the market. All right, let's kick this off with Shaker number 1.
For Shaker number 1, we have Dark Wolverine number 85, the Scotty Young Iron Man variant by Marvel in 2010. This is a 1 of 15. Scotty Young has an extremely diehard fan base. I am one of those diehards that continues to grow. Nice. Many of his earlier covers have seen a recent price increases as his fans and collectors become more aware of the rarity of some of these covers and variants. This particular variant was part of the Iron Man by Design variant set offered by Marvel, consisting of a 1 in 10 and a 1 in 15 incentive variants. This was the second entry by Young in the set, his first being a Guardians of the Galaxy variant, which had this badass gold Iron Man, kind of looking like the Iron Giant from that old movie. That variant was also selling very well. This book reached an all-time high of $85 back in April of this year, but this past week saw that sale pass a new price mark of $100 for a near mint raw dog. This was an all-time high, and only a few options are available online. This cover, along with any other earlier Scotty Young covers, are worth picking up if you can find them at a reasonable price.
Dude, the entire chat, only one person that I can see has this book. So well done, Timothy. This is awesome. I don't think I've ever seen it.
I don't remember this at all. This was back in 2010, but I'm really liking how the covers look, though. You know, I like that sort of, I don't know, what would you call this type of artwork? Anybody?
It reminds me of the Visions, the Star Wars Visions.
Visions. Yeah.
Where they use like that high ink. I don't know.
It's like this.
I like it, man.
Raw, dirty, cartoonish kind of style. I like it.
Yeah, it's almost like a silhouette, a sort of a silhouette with color, I guess. You know, I really don't know what type of art this would be considered, but nevertheless, I'm liking it. I like this.
Have you ever heard of Kanto? It has that same vibe where it has like the black spaces used so strategically.
Yes.
Again, that's what it reminds me of. But maybe somebody in the chat will know what this is called. Pretty cool.
Getting a Frank Miller Sin City vibe off of it a little bit.
Yeah.
I get that. Very boxy. Yeah, very nice, sharp lines. All right, again, only one of you in the chat had this, so that's saying something. Dark Wolverine, number 85, the Scotty Young Iron Man by Design variant. This is a 1 in 15 ratio that came out in 2010. Our first shaker of the night. What do we have next?
Well, Laura, you know, you always ask wonderful, great questions on your Tuesday shows, but man, Thursday, what an amazing question. Number 2 shaker brings you Exciting Comics number 15 by Nidor Publications, published in 1941. Exciting Comics number 15 features the first appearance of the Liberator. The events leading to his creation are certainly cringeworthy by today's standards. A chemistry teacher named Nelson Drew falls for one of his students, Annabelle. She considers him dorky and boring. He happens upon an ancient Egyptian formula called lamesis that will give a man the physical characteristics of his ideal. He decides to take the formula because he wants to be somebody strong, big, and handsome, pretty much like me, in order to appeal to Annabelle. As he transforms into this new specimen of a man, Annabelle and her boyfriend stop by his home to convince him to give them better grades in his class. The students are dressed for a costume party, with the boyfriend dressed in a patriotic outfit. The professor decided to punch the boyfriend in the face for no apparent reason, stating, "I don't know what I'm doing, but I love it." He then changes into his costume and flees the scene. Through a number of twists and turns, he saves Annabelle from Nazi abductors. The Liberator subsequently appears in the pages of Exciting Comics for 3 years, with his last Golden Age appearance occurring in issue number 35, which was in October of 1944. Interestingly, the Liberator was first revived in Tom Strong number 12 in 2001, and subsequently appeared in Dynamite Entertainment Project Superpowers in 2008. This past week, we saw a high-grade CGC 8.0 of Exciting Comics number 15 selling for $4,300. Collectors love Golden Age superheroes' first appearances, and they always fetch a premium when they come up for the sale.
What the hell? Does anybody? I've never heard of this. This whole thing, like somebody in the chat was saying, it sounds like an adult film opening. I kind of agree.
Oh my goodness!
So I wonder if the Annabelle was a high school student or was she a college student? It doesn't really say in this read, but I'm hoping. I'm hoping. 1941, most likely elementary or high school.
Isn't that when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
Yeah. Well, no, that was 43, wasn't it?
42. I think it was 42. 1942.
Okay, gotcha,
I think so. Because I think that's 1942 is when the United States actually entered into World War II.
It's an Animal House reference, Marty.
Oh,
Animal House. I need to watch that.
When the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor, anyway, it fell on dead ears. That was a bust.
Never mind.
Oh.
Over my head, brother. Over my head.
Yeah, nobody in the chat, from what I can tell, has this, so that's pretty insane.
When you sent this to me, Laura, I had to do some research. There's only been 3 sales of this comic since early 2003. So these are pretty rare. I mean, 1940s, of course, but hey, a 1940s 8.0?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He must have had that stuffed somewhere, like in between books or some crap like that, you know?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
It survived the ages. It came through in a time capsule. Guys, if you're just hopping in, there's over 50 of you hanging with us tonight. Thank you for being here. This is our second shaker of the week. Exciting Comics number 15, Nedor Publications, 1941. And we're talking a CGC 8.0 selling for $4,300. And like what Chris was saying, that's pretty cool because this thing never pops up. It is genuinely a ghost.
It is, isn't it? The Liberator.
The Liberator. Love it.
Remember that name, ladies and gentlemen. Remember that name.
Number 3, or number 3. What do we have?
We have Gangster Rap Posse number 1 from 2009 from Traditional Comics. Imagine if those gangster rappers from the 90s literally committed all those horrific crimes that they spoke about. Well, that's what Benjamin Marra envisioned in his comic book, Gangster Rap Posse. In what was a parody of one of the most famous gangster rap groups, NWA, this ultra-violent comic dropped nearly 20 years ago after the genre was made popular. Marra grew up reading black and white indie comics such as Space Beaver and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Space Beaver, very funny. I haven't heard of that one. This influenced him to create his black and white indie comic, starting with Night Business, a 1980s trash culture homage where a man saves strippers from a serial murder. Great guy, good guy. Gangster Rap Posse would go on for only 2 issues, with this first issue having a second print. This week, we saw an all-time high sale of a Raw Dog VF copy sold for $110 on July 10th. Rare indie comics have always been collectible. With the rise of rap-inspired books, hip-hop family tree, we can expect more books from the rap and hip-hop genre to gain steam. This is awesome. I've never seen this either. Forget about this.
This one I'm not familiar with. Space Beaver, though, that was the one done by that kid that was like 17 years old. Do you guys remember this?
No, I don't. And that was like
where is TiVo when you need him? Because this is right up his alley right here. Gangster Rap Posse.
He would have heard of it. He had to have, but I feel like this came around at the same time as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He loved the idea of the animals fighting. So what he did is he created Space Beavers, but he was only 17 when he started that series.
Wow.
Right, I've heard of Space Beavers, but in a whole different concept, though. I don't know, but
Marty, you don't talk about that deployment, okay?
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
Charlie's Angel, okay.
It is a Charlie's Angels, isn't it? Well,
I don't know. Is it?
It's
pretty
inspired.
Cool. Good for him for doing it.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Murfinator, no. You guys are getting way out of hand. What is happening? This whole chat. Look at Marty. Look what you did.
What'd I do?
Hey, we're not monetized anyways. There we go.
Demonetized. Shoot. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, we're not monetized anyway. This is why we're allowed to say whatever we want to say. This is an interesting one, though, guys. Nobody in the chat, once again, has this one. So another offer. Gangsta Rap Posse number 1 from Traditional Comics came out in 2009 with a very fine raw. Oh, see, look at there's cover price, dropping some knowledge. There you go.
There we go. Space Beaver was by 17-year-old future Transmetropolitan artist Derek Robertson, 1986. Yeah.
Huge accomplishment at that age. All right, let's keep cruising. What do we got next? Ooh.
All right. So before I give this one read, if you are not a member of coverprice.com, please get on this. You can get a free trial right now, and the cost for your membership is so I have over 20,000 books that I in my collection that I keep track of in Cover Price, and it is a phenomenal database, both for discovering the books that you don't have and you want, and for tracking the value of your price.
Well said, Chris.
Yeah, do that. What are you going to do? Go buy a McRib? I mean, come on.
Well, if I can get the guys at Cover Price to help me transfer my CLZ comics to the Cover Price, then, you know, maybe I'll know what my worth is right now. Come on, so hook me up, Cover Price.
$5 a month if you buy a year's worth all at one time. $5 a month. I mean, that's a copy.
$5 a month.
Come on,
can't beat that.
All right. Enough pitching. Matt, send me the $20 you owe me. Okay, bye. Shaker number 4, Harley Quinn, black, white, and redder. Number 3, Sanford Green, 1 of 25 variant by DC in 2023. Somebody in the chat tell me what this is a homage to, because it is slipping my mind right now, and it's been bugging me since I got this list. When we discussed this book in our Day After Wednesday column last September, we wondered if collectors would latch on to this gritty portrayal of Harley gangster look. At the time, raw books sold for around double the ratio at $45. Since then, 2 Harley variants blew up in the aftermarket, with the Harley Quinn 35 Fumara variant hitting almost $400 raw, and the Harley Quinn number 39 Lee variant selling for over $100 raw. We've previously discussed how DC incentive variants have become increasingly rare because DC no longer accepts returns, and retailers have had to cut back on their orders since November 2023. Since this book dropped in September 2023, it's a little surprising to see it hitting triple digits with a raw sale of $100 on July 9th. But Sanford Green is an Eisner Award-winning artist for his work on Bitterroot, and we recently saw his Doom book go ballistic. Even though Harley Quinn may have lost some of her luster, there will always be room in people's collections for these Harley variants.
I think that's a big part of it. We've been seeing that Sanford Green variant over and over on the Tuesday Top 10 show. So if you guys are familiar with that one, I think people may have just gone, okay, let's look what else he has out there. And they came across this.
Very disappointed by this cover. Not a big fan of this cover at all. As a matter of fact, no. If you look down, it looks like Harley's got some shaving razor bumps over in her crotch area. And, you know, I'm just not. Here's the thing. I'm a huge Harley Quinn fan. As a matter of fact, I first fell in love with Harley Quinn when I first started reading the Injustice series, right? And I just loved her character in there. And since then, I just really started following Harley Quinn. Matter of fact, you know, I've got a couple of the Bruce Timm's first appearance of Harley Quinn myself, but this cover doesn't do it for me. I'm sorry, guys. I mean, it just does not do it for me.
You gotta collect what you like, but this thing is badass. Everything about this cover fits. The color is perfect
on the ground.
Yeah, I like this cover, and I'm not like a collector of the Good Girl covers or anything like that, but I like the portrayal here because it's so much different than you normally see Harley. Normally you see her posing and smiling and, you know, holding a giant hammer or something like that. This is a completely different look for Harley, and I dig it.
You dig it?
Gritty.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what Derek said. It's gritty, and I like that too. It's gritty. It's tough. It's not like I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, badass. You know,
hell yeah.
If you like it, collect it. You know what I mean? Don't go off of just because I don't like something or one of the panel members like something. I mean, like what collect what you like. Just like everybody says, you know, if you like the cover, if you like the artwork, if you like the storyline, by all means, get it. But you know, me personally, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, you know, and that's the fun thing about collecting comics. You only have to collect what speaks to you. If this doesn't speak to you, like Marie's saying, then you move on. All right, we have Harley Quinn, black, white, and red are number 3. The Sanford Green variant, 1 in 25 ratio that dropped in 2023, selling with a near mint raw at $100, which I would buy that all day, but that's just me. What do we got next?
Yeah. Oh, look at this. Number 5 shaker brings you Heroes number 1. Tim Sale, Nathan by NBC Giveaway, published by NBC Studios in 2006. Before the superhero boom, fans of the genre were craving content. In 2006, many great shows saw their debut. Dexter, 30 Rock, Psych, and many others were released that year. One of those shows was Heroes. Love that show, by the way. The story of the common people, except for the last season. Didn't care too much. It was really, really, I think, sloppy writing. It was really lazy writing for the last series. But anyways, I digress. The story of common people discovering they were imbued with superpowers. The show was an instant hit and had a successful first season. Viewership tapered off after the first season, eventually leading to a cancellation. During this time, Heroes became a memorial show for many fans who were seeking content similar to their comic interests. When NBC began promoting the show, they produced comic books that were copies of props used in the show, such as one featuring Nathan and another Hero. These Tim Sale covers were immensely popular and were hot items in 2006. The company would also promote the book with variant covers of this issue at San Diego Comic-Con and Wizard World Chicago, with Claire and Nikki taking center stage. If you're looking for these on the CGC census, you would know they fall under the name Ninth Wonders. At this time, there are 66 copies of this book on the census, with 15 graded at a 9.8. Recently, we saw a raw near mint copy sell for an astounding $400. What a nostalgic buy. It makes us wonder if we'll see graded copies beginning to make their way to the aftermarket in search of setting a new all-time high sales record. Yeah, I absolutely enjoyed Heroes. You know, save the cheerleader, save the world, right? So enjoyed it. But I just, the second season to me was just, I think it was the second or the third. I can't remember. But the last season, the second. Yeah. It was just really sloppy writing. It was really, it just didn't, it didn't go anywhere. It didn't close out. I didn't like what they did with, Peter. I mean, I loved his character. He would absorb all these powers from everyone. And he was just like the man with like everyone's power, and then all of a sudden it gets taken away from him. And I'm just like, oh man, this,
It's not just you. It debuted to like, I think the first season anyway, was like the largest success that NBC had in a while. But they said that as the seasons went on, it declined and the viewership declined. And that ultimately ended up to them having to drop it because of the budget couldn't match the viewership. So it wasn't just you.
Yeah.
So one of the things that happened was in between the two seasons, the writer's strike happened. And that delayed everything. And when the writer's strike was over, the NBC had planned originally for 24 episodes for season 2, but they were only able to do 11. So they had to reshoot, rewrite, and repackage everything. And the story really suffered because of that.
I think if this would have, I think this was really too soon for its time. As far as
definitely ahead of its time, Marty. That was
it was way ahead of its time.
It was way ahead of its time, and it wasn't the good time for it. You know what I mean?
So, no, I agree with you, Otto.
Back and watch it. I'm just going to tell you, I enjoyed it for what it is. And at the time, we wanted something like this. What did we have? We really had nothing. So Heroes enjoyed it. I hear everybody's comments, but it is what it is, man.
Absolutely.
We're probably due for a reboot of this. I wouldn't be surprised if it's on, because nobody comes up with original ideas anymore in TV. So this is probably on somebody's shelf as a, break glass in case you need a good story.
I hope if they do a reboot, I definitely hope that they continue with the same storyline as the first season, but do something better with it than what we saw in the second season, right?
Ditto.
Yeah, well, there you go, guys. Heroes #1, the Tim Sale Nathan variant, the NBC giveaway from NBC Studios in 2006, with a near mint raw going for $400. What do we have next?
Talk about reboot. Henry Cavill, let's go. Highlander, the perfect. American Dream #1. There could be only one edition. Oh my God, IDW.
Hell yeah!
Like Otter McLeod. I can't wait. Highlander has garnered a dedicated following in its 30-year legacy, which I can't believe I saw in the theater, with its enthralling saga of immortal warriors, This comic continues the adventures of the iconic Scottish swordsman Connor MacLeod, weaving through the pivotal historical eras like the Civil War, the 1950s in Manhattan, accumulating in the anticipated gathering of 1986. The allure of the Highlanders' epic battles and timeless narrative has translated into a tangible collector value, with the comic's highest recorded sale reaching $500 for a CGC Karate Chop 9.8 graded on July 10th, making it as its only recorded sale as it stands out as a prized piece, reflecting the enduring legacy of the ongoing fascination of the immortal MacLeod clan. Oh my God, its unique place in the Highlander mythology and the fact that the sole issue on the CGC census encapsulates the essence of the franchise's iconic declaration, there can be only one. Wow.
Hell yeah.
This is awesome.
Hell yeah.
Thank you for letting me read this. I'm all about this.
You're so excited.
Otto, I have more of a bromance with you now because you love Highlander, man. Dude, I love
the extended
since
cut is even better.
The 80s, and when back in the 80s, you know, the Highlander, even that stands the test of time, man. That movie stands the test of time. And then we go into the series. Remember the series after that, right?
The series
and they expanded out the universe.
We do have to say, number 2, Highlander 2 does not exist. So let's just wipe that away and go.
Let's
into
wipe
the TV
that away.
series because we're okay with that. All right.
But they did. They did follow up on the third movie, though. They did. They went from like, and then they had that. I don't know what the hell 2 was, to be honest with you, man. That was way out there.
Ever, so that gets off there. But Highlander 1, the extended cut, the opening scene when they're in the garage or at Madison Square Garden and the Freebirds come out. Oh my God! If you don't get more movies than that, I don't know what you can do. So, what TiVo would watch. TiVo would watch this. Go watch Highlander, the extended cut.
Oh, for sure.
Thank you for letting me read this. That was awesome.
Wait, are they really doing a reboot with Cavill? Is that happening?
Yeah, absolutely. He's all in on this.
Ooh. Hell yeah. This is going to be amazing. This is exciting. Laura, this is exciting. Henry Cavill.
I've never seen it. I'm sorry. TiVo would be shaking his head at me right now and be like, really, Laura, really? No, really
Laura, you got to watch this. It's an amazing show. The movie. Even if you don't watch the TV series, you could still catch yourself up by just watching the movies alone on just and that.
Sean Connery's character was bar none. The Kurgan, it was amazing. I mean, it's great fantasy. It's great to see on the screen, and it was something at the time that we had Excalibur, then this came out and nobody really heard of it, and then it just caught steam, and it's iconic. So
if you tell me to watch it, I'll watch it, but you have to say Sean Connery, right? You have to go Sean Connery.
Oh, he's great too.
Sean Connery. Sean Connery.
Yep. Love it.
Yeah. If Henry's in it, then sold.
Of course, Laura's all thing about Henry now, isn't she?
Oh my God, that man's perfection.
Laura, seriously though, on a serious note, watch the first and the third. If you got a wild hair up your butt, then just watch the second. But nevertheless, you'll get the gist of what the Highlander is without even having to worry about watching. Yeah. What was it? 6-7 seasons of the TV series. I think it lasted.
The TV series.
I don't know.
I'm trying to see where you can watch it right now. I don't know. It doesn't say.
Great question.
Oh,
but
Amazon.
I will also, though, if I could say one more thing about this, the soundtrack by Queen is unbelievable. All right.
Oh my God.
The soundtrack by Queen is just amazing. So, boy, I really nailed it on this one. I was excited to talk about this one, if you can tell.
When you said Queen, man, I really felt excited, aroused by that for a second. So, yeah.
All right.
The second time today, Otto, that you've excited Marty, so you got to be careful.
Yeah, look at this. I'm telling you. Great night.
Hey, you know what they say? Maybe I should just kind of say, like, no homo, like at the end, like, hey, no homo.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Highlander, the American Dream #1. There can only be one edition, the IDW from 2017. Top sale, CGC 9.8, $500. And you guys heard how excited Otto got about this read. So if you have not seen it, like myself, we all have homework to do. Next up.
Thank you.
Oh, yes, Archer, yes.
All right. I lost my list.
Take your time. This is amazing. I love Archer.
Okay, sorry. All right. I don't think this is the right one, Laura. I thought that we had Red Sonja up next.
Yeah, Red Sonja's next.
Oh, you're right. My
Another
bad.
Adam Hughes.
All right. Okay, good.
There we go.
Shaker number 7, and me, thankfully, on the right track. Red Sonja number 7, Adam Hughes Red Foil, 1 of 20 variant by Dynamite Entertainment in 2006. Red Sonja is known to have quite a few, air quotes, collectible covers because, well, most people don't actually read the story. With her red flowing hair and chainmail-clad bikini, it will be hard for somebody to mess that up, let alone the top modern cover artists such as Lucio Parillo or Jenny Friesen. But people keep returning to this Adam Hughes variant, even though it has 3 versions, one being a black and white retail, that variant, that is a 1 of 50. We have last discussed this red foil variant less than 3 months ago when a raw book sold for $80. The book once again hit an all-time high for a raw book when it sold for $105 on the 4th of July. That is a great reason to celebrate this book and bring it back to the Shakers list, where it has grown nearly 25% since April. Seeing as the record for the graded 9.8 is less than half the raw sale at $200, and the fact that the last 9.8 sold for less than $60, which is criminal, we can confidently say that this book won't be flying under anybody's radar anymore. And you better pick up a copy soon if you are a Hughes or a Red Sonja collector. Okay, looking at this cover, there's no way she's drinking that. There's way too many carbs in that.
Yeah, she burns through them. She's fine. She works out. She does cardio. She doesn't have to worry about it. Red Sonja, I think that she has such an interesting origin that, like, I don't know. I don't read the modern comics, but I used to read the ones that were from like the early 90s.
When they were under the Marvel stamp?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have to admit I've never read any of these, nor have I collected them. But I know that she's got a huge fan base.
Oh yeah, have you seen my my Red Sonja Sideshow premium format collection by chance on my shameless plug YouTube channel? You know,
I don't know if you guys seen. I have not.
Yeah, I'll have to take a picture of that and post it sometime again. It's been quite some time, but if you guys go to mine and Ray Jr.'s old YouTube channel, Comic Fanatics, then I made some videos of my Red Sonja premium format Sideshow premium format figures, and yeah, check them out there, man, if you want. Shameless plug.
I think this is more. I don't think this is necessarily for the Red Sonja part of it. I think it's more for the Adam Hughes aspect. I met him at San Diego Comic-Con last year. He signed one of my Deja Thoris books, and my impression of him. Don't get me wrong. He seems like a nice guy, but he was just so not into it. Like I walk up, I'm like, hi. I'm like, oh, it's so great to meet you. And he was just like, okay.
Hey, you know, Laura, you're not the first one that's told me that. I've heard that from many people that have gone to kind of get a sketch from him. And I think Manny from the New York Warriors told me he actually met him at one time. I think he went to get a piece done with that. And he just wasn't a very not that he isn't friendly, but he's just not a very like open, warm person, I guess. Right. He's more just sort of,
I like to say it. He's strictly business.
Yeah. Right.
And that's at least the interactions that I've had with him. You know what I mean? Strictly business, gets the job done. Talk to you later. Nice. See ya. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah.
You know, again, I'm a lot. So when I see somebody in person, if any of you ever meet me in person, I'll probably just tackle you to the ground because I'm a lot of energy. So I think I maybe overwhelmed him when I first saw him, but he did something that made me smile because when he signed the Adam Hughes, the AH, the exclamation point, he made the dot on my cover a heart.
Aw, of course he did, Laura. Of course he did. You know,
then he put his number underneath the cover.
No, this is really nice. I was like, oh, all right.
So this is what I do. Just to kind of a side note and a side piece right here is what I do with a lot of my comic collection is, especially if a certain artist that I love, for example, Adam Hughes, big fan of Adam Hughes. I'll have like a separate either a long box or a short box with all their cover covers on there. So whenever I go to conventions, I'll just pull out the ones that I want to get signed and just take whatever I have. But I tell you what, he's got some amazing. Love Adam Hughes' cover. Longtime fan of him. Really great artwork. So, and I think he goes all the way back to even the Penthouse comics back in the days too. He has he's got a hell of a portfolio dating all the way back to the 80s, if not further. You know.
I didn't tackle Adam Hughes. I was just really excited to meet him. But again, I think like somebody in the chat said maybe he's just like socially not his thing. But I don't know. All right. Anyway, let's move on. Red Sonja number 7, Adam Hughes red foil variant, the 1 in 20, because Dynamite does the oddest ratios. From 2006, a near mint raw selling for 105. And like who read this?
I read it.
Marty.
Yeah.
Chris.
Who read the copy?
Chris read it. All right. So like what Chris was saying.
Oh, you mean the okay, yeah.
People are going to start hunting for it now. I think it's going to be one of those ones that you aren't going to see around in back bins anymore. So.
Just so everybody in the comments section is tracking, there are 3 covers with this art. The regular trade variant with the Dynamite cover in the upper left-hand logo and a gray background. The this version, which is the red foil, and then the regular trade with the same color background. Nice. You can tell the difference between this one and the regular one by the regular one having white background behind the red Sonja words and the Dynamite logo in the upper left.
Well, damn, look at the big brain on Chris. Nice.
dropping the knowledge bomb. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is. All right, let's keep going. Next up, what do we have? Here we go. This is what I was looking forward to.
Hey, this is my final read of the night. Chatsters out there and anybody on the rewind, please don't forget to hit that like button. Please subscribe if you're not a subscriber. This is going to help with for us to bring more people onto the Cover Price channel. And if you don't know out there, and please pass the word to, we no longer do the show on Lords of the TiVo's O channel, Lords of the Round Table, but Lords of Longbox, but we do it on the Cover Price channel now. So please spread the word out there. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and please share. Okay, number 8. Love me some Art Germ, by the way. Is Street Fighter versus Darkstalker number 1 by Art Germ. This is the 1 in 20 ratio published by Udon Comics in 2017. If you're a Street Fighter or Darkstalker fan, then you know that many of the variants for these 2 beloved franchises are very popular in the aftermarket. Classic gamers such as kids of the 90s and early 2000s are immensely nostalgic for these characters. Suppose you missed the exciting news that the Marvel vs. Capcom collection of games is being re-released on PlayStation and switched to huge fanfare, with pre-sales already topping the sales chart. New generations of gamer will soon begin discovering these iconic Capcom characters and the affinity for the 2 feature icons, Chun-Li and Morrigan, featured on the cover. Soon, players will be able to recreate a battle between the 2. It's no wonder that all variants out there featuring both are seeing price bumps across the board. Many are very tough to find. However, when you combine the 2 franchises and give the first issue an Art Germ incentive variant, it becomes the crown jewel of any Capcom comic fan. This week, it had 2 sales at a 9.8 at $1,100, wow, and a 9.6 at $1,000 just a few hours later. Clearly 2, or many. It was just 1, though. Fans felt this urge to grab them now. The current raw copies listed are far from near mint, so the wait may be a while for better copies. This is the chaotic part of being a price guide. Sometimes purchases don't always make sense, but here we are. Very nice. Wow. I enjoyed that reading right there. So, good job to the guys on Cover Price. Nice reading. Nice read, by the way.
Yeah, this is badass. I don't think anybody in the chat owns this. I wish I did. I will say this. One of the main covers that got me into collecting comics in general, one of the many, but this is just one, of Art Germs was Catwoman #4. If you guys are familiar with it,
yes,
you know the one she's clawing her face and she kind of has like the lace mask on. Phenomenal, beautiful. In my opinion, his best cover he's ever done. But when I got into that, I was like, I want to find everything Art Germ. And when this came out, it was impossible to get a hold of.
You know, Laura, that's a hard to find. I wouldn't say hard to find. It's just a hard to get book now at a really decent price. Because if you look aftermarket, oh my God, it's a beautiful cover, but it's just so hard to grab at a decent price, you know?
So I have the 1 in 10 ratio for this comic.
Really?
The 1 in 20 I was never able to find. I'm a huge Marvel vs. Capcan. Good Lord. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the game series. Marvel vs. Capcom #2 on Dreamcast was my jam. I love it. I still have a Dreamcast and I play it on the regular. This is an incredible price for a very hard to find comic. And back in 2017, when nobody was really buying the Street Fighter comics, there's a good chance that, not many of these got out, because who's buying 20 copies of this in 2017, right?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough for retailers to do that too. So, all right, Street Fighter versus Darkstalkers #1, the Art Germ variant, 1 in 20 from Udon Comics from 2017, a 9.8 going for $1,100. We only have 2 shakers left, guys, so don't go anywhere. What do we have next?
We're going to #9, the Man of Steel. But I got to tell you this, Laura. When we were I'm going to sidetrack right now. When we were at MegaCon, me and Justin were walking there. We were walking to MegaCon from the hotel, and this large Asian gentleman walks by me, and he goes, "I'm going to tell you who that is, but please don't run up to him. Leave him alone." Because like I would have sacked him, Laura. Like I'm the same way. Like when I see like people that I look up to, I am so like all over them, and it was like 9:15, 9:20, and I'm like, all right, dude, I promise. Who is that? He goes, "That's Art Germ." And he looked at me and he goes, "You said you wouldn't go up to him. Don't do it." And I'm like, okay.
You're outstanding.
I'm like, let's go. My God, I got so many books from him. But anyway, I just wanted to share that story because I'm definitely like the sacker when it comes to like, my God.
Well done for your self-restraint, not tackling people.
Yeah, that's good. I think Justin would have left me there. So, all right. So we're going on to Superman, Man of Steel, #18, the 5th printing. This came out in 1992. The death of Superman, the arc from the early 90s, marks one of the biggest moments in comic book history. The industry was struggling, and to drum up sales and media attention, DC announced that the Man of Steel, their longtime flagship hero, would meet his untimely death. The event was considered so shocking that it was making headlines on the evening news across the country. Fast forward to today, the books are still sought after, mostly for the nostalgia and the introduction of numerous new characters. However, a few books have held value over the years, most notable, which is Superman, the Man of Steel, #18. This book marked the first full appearance of Doomsday, the new villain introduced during the arc that would ultimately spell the end of Superman. While this issue has stayed popular over the years, the 5th printing of this book sold this week for a significant price of $650. Wow. This issue features the DC logo on the UPC area, where there would be typically a barcode or the newsstand versions or some photo for direct editions. These later DCU printings were often some of the last printed editions of the issues and were most often sold in multimedia packs through retailers, making this print run extremely low. This is actually a tie for the all-time high sale of a 9.8, but just days after that, a CGC 9.0 also hit the all-time high at 125, outpacing most recent sales of a graded 9.2. Wow. Oh my God, that's unbelievable.
Wow.
1992.
It really is. That's insane. I remember like the backlash over this whole
I still have this one. I still have this one too. So I guess this makes me #2 out of 10 on the board now?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah. I remember not collecting comics at this time. This was when I don't even know where I was, but I remember not collecting comics at the time. But people who like were in my college class and my professor were like,
yeah,
we're buying these books. And even so, those people were like all about like the collectibles of this. It was pretty interesting to hear like people like, and here I am thinking to myself, Superman's going to die. They're going to bring him right back. You're going to buy these books. Forget about it. Like
Right.
I kept my mouth shut. My nerdism and geekism was like
right
hidden at that time.
Right.
You know?
They never die. They may die for a little bit, but they always come back in some form or another. Right. Yeah,
Love
absolutely. And I remember when this came out and everything, I was grabbing. It's such and this has such a big print run too. A lot of people, it's good to have for history purposes, and but and it's fetching a pretty good price right now. But
Good.
this is really up and down. This is up and down, and sometimes nowhere.
So Marty, the one you have in your collection, is it the DC Universe logo version?
No. It's actually the newsstand version.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is. I think a couple weeks ago, last time I was on the show, we talked about the DC Universe logos. These were
We did.
were very very limited run leftovers that were put into Toys R Us and Walmart packs. So
Right.
you really knew what you were going to get. I know that this book had so many different copies, but one of the ways that this is more unique than a normal DC Universe logo, if you look at all the variants on cover price for this book, you'll see that the coloring on the Superman, Man of Steel, the title is different for each variant. That these were printed for the DC Universe set releases, making it a different kind of DC Universe logo than what we would normally see.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, good info, brother. Good info. Did not know that.
Chris keeps bringing like these incredible facts that I think a lot of people aren't aware of. So well done, you. That's awesome.
Yeah, just dropping that bomb, man.
What did T-Bone used to say? He would call me Big Brain Betty.
Big Brain Betty.
Big Brain Betty. So there you go. You're Big Brain Betty.
I'm gonna start calling Chris H Bomb from now on because he brings those.
Okay. All right. There's 70 of you hanging out with us. That's awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in for the Shaker Show this Thursday. We have one Shaker left, but like the guys have been reminding you all night, give the show a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share us out. The more people we can get in here on a weekly basis, the better. But last but not least, what do we have next?
Remind me next time I'm on the show, I'll change the hashtag underneath my symbol to say, please stop calling me H-Bomb. All right.
No H-Bomb.
Number 10, Shaker. We have Uncanny X-Men number 125, the Mark Jewelers variant. Now, this read is going to ruffle a few feathers. So before I get to it, let's talk about what Mark Jewelers are, right? So the Mark Jewelers variants are variants of books mostly in the 80s, some of them in the late 70s, that were sold predominantly on military bases with the thought from Marvel at the time and the other publishers that, hey, there's an advertisers that want to target the troops, the young men and women who are in the service, and what can we sell to them? And the Mark Jewelers, it was the vendor that agreed and put a contract in to sell rings and jewelry that you would typically see at the BX or the PX on the bases. So these were exclusive to military bases. A lot of them were at military bases overseas. So when you come across a Mark Jewelers edition of any comic, you'll know it just by looking at the top because it's got a gap in the middle and it's got advertisements for jewelry in the middle of the book. And pick it up because they're pretty hard to find, especially in good condition. All right, so this one. You guys see that number, $17,001, price of a used Kia. Before you scream, Reholdergate, Cover Price checked the sale out, and they determined it to be legit. Not that we want to get back into the whole debacle of the CGC Reholder situation, but we had to. Cover Price felt the need to name that specifically, to call that out specifically, so that everybody on this live stream reading this knows that they determined that this sale was legitimate. But why? Why is this such a monster sale? Well, this book is not your ordinary issue. It's a crucial piece of X-Men history with a substantial value for several reasons. Not only does it feature the first cameo appearance of Sebastian Shaw, but it also introduces the first appearance of the Red and the White Queens, namely Kathleen Pride and Emma Frost. This issue also kicks off a pivotal moment for a dedicated X-Men comic collectors, as it starts the gripping narrative of the Hellfire Club, something that, from all reports, is going to be pivotally shown and established during the next season of X-Men 97. The other reason this CGC 9.8 sale reached a record-breaking high of $17,001 is the rarity as part of the Mark Jewelers Club, as we talked about earlier. Unfortunately, CGC did not previously distinguish Mark Jewelers variants from direct editions. They only have the UK variants in the different categories, so there's no way of knowing how rare this copy truly is. But considering that there are 7,000 copies of X-Men 129 graded, and 428 of them are graded at a 9.8, you might be surprised to find a Mark Jewelers edition not called out on a CGC label, because they
good point. I like that.
Nonetheless, it is safe to assume that there aren't very many copies of this super rare book floating around, especially at the Karate Chop 9.8 grade.
Love it.
All right, you got the whole chat in a frenzy here. So let's answer a couple of the questions here. Somebody asked at the very beginning, why does Cover Price have some Mark Jewelers listed as rare find and most not listed as a rare find? To which Cover Price answered, some are easier to find and some are not, for a variety of reasons. Some are calling out money laundering. What do you guys think?
I'll chime in on this. I'm not a Mark Jewelers guy. I don't collect. I understand the rarity of it. Something like this that comes from overseas and travels, is going to get dinged up no matter what. So I understand the rarity of it. But that being said, I still believe no matter what this book is at, it's a very, very undervalued book. Double first appearance, the Hellfire Club, John Byrne, Chris Claremont, probably one of the most iconic storylines ever, especially in my life. So I just think this book is so undervalued and underappreciated, but I'm so happy that we're talking about it as our last book tonight.
Yeah, this is insane. 17,000. I like somebody in here put, I'll take your 17,000, sir, and raise it to 17,001. I think that's actually pretty funny.
Now, I will say, looking at the sales on Cover Price for previous records, this is the only 9.8 that has sold. It's a verified Mark Jewelers edition in the last year. The other grade, the other highest grade sold was a 9.4, and that was in 2019, and it sold for $200, which in 2019, that was pre-COVID big comic book collector spike. When we look at middle of COVID at a 9.0, in 2021, a 9.0 sold for $610. So again, not quite the price of a slightly used Kia like the $17,000 one was, but there is some precedent for people spending a lot of money on this book. Not quite 17,000, and I'd be curious to know if this sale actually went through. Or
yeah, that is quite a jump from what we would normally expect with this title.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go, guys. All we're doing is telling you what's happening on the aftermarket. I mean, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, bad news tonight. I'm typically the one that's supposed to open up the Cover Price Daily Shaker list and show and everything, and I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties tonight, so I have to apologize about that. I'm so sorry, everyone.
Don't worry about it. You guys can go and check out all those things that are on the Shakers list.
I mean, if I can present and do it, because I'm already watching.
Seamless transition. Let's see it.
Seamless transition. Let's do it, man. I appreciate it.
Let me present, and probably need to do share screen, don't I?
Yeah, take your time. While he's doing that, there's over 70 of you hanging out with us. Thank you guys so much. That was an interesting last shaker. So we like the debate. We like the discussion. That's kind of what this show's about, talking about these interesting sales. So Keep asking questions, and I promise you, Cover Price will find answers. I don't know where DeVoe is, but if you're out there listening, throw in some more information if you have it.
A lot of great chatsters out there. We got King of the Golden State in the crowd as well. Oh, my boy, Amazing Murphinator. Also good to see you. Liger Style, Prime One Collector, Derek Magnus. Yeah, everybody out there, man.
When did they start stating Mark Jewelers? When did CGC start including that in the description? I don't know.
I don't know.
Did they?
That's a great question. That's interesting.
Yeah. I remember I grew up on a military base, right? So I would see those Mark Jeweler inserts all the time, every time we went through comic books. But, I just didn't think they were such a big deal, though, So I really
have to agree with you, Marty. I mean, I didn't grow up on a military base, but I remember looking through these and what is this in here for? Whatever. But then as you see people and their niches, what they collect, whether it's newsstand, whether it's this, I get it. But it's really interesting to see now as we're living through it,
Absolutely, man. It's because something that we grew up seeing, and then it becomes something that's a rare find now, or something that might increase the value of your book, and you're like, wow, man, this is something. I remember this.
I think normally we're off camera during this part, but I'm going to leave us up. Is that cool?
That's fine.
That's cool. That's cool.
All right,
All right, so this is pretty cool. So I am in and out of Cover Price at least 4 or 5 times a day. I just love browsing. I love seeing what's happening on the Shakers list, the rare finds, the top variants. I dig it. So this list that we read on the Tuesdays and on the Thursdays, after you log in for the less of the cost of a McRib a month. You can go to the CP content right here for Cover Price content. And when you click on that, you will see that, let's go ahead and see if I can fill up that section of the screen. Great. You see you get your weekly top 10, your top 10 reflective, final order cutoff. These are all of the amazing articles that the team at Cover Price is doing on a weekly basis, and they have all these different types of articles that they are doing, 2 of which are read on this show. So if you click here, this is last week's Shaker report. It's got that badass Godzilla a book in it, and a lot of hidden information that we don't get to talk about on the show is on these articles as well. Now, my favorite part of Cover Price is clicking on My Collection so that I can track everything that we have.
Now you're just flexing. Now you're just showing.
And I'm okay with that, man, because I like seeing other people's stuff. I love seeing man, what's your comic worth, and what do you got? You got that? I got that. I'm so it's kind of cool to see other people's stuff, man.
Yeah, I like going and seeing what my highest raw comic is. It's this one. Well, why is this one so special? And then you can dig in and find out the information. You can take this information here. You can go directly to eBay to look at current listings and things like that. It's just an awesome feature.
Love it.
We go to back to the main page. I think we usually do the daily shakers, right? That's what we do is the daily shakers report. Okay, good. So here we go. Here's your daily shakers.
But I did like what you did, though, Chris. I like that you showed some different features on there, kind of give the people, an idea of what the software can do and what they offer too. So I think that's amazing. Good job with that, man.
You just got a job with Cover Price. That's great.
There's no way you can afford me. I'm sorry.
He's too much money. All right,
what are you like a GS18 or something, Chris, or something with that?
I'm a 14, but yeah.
Okay.
Chris, could you click on the Avengers 1? This is a book that I've been watching for almost 2 years now, and it's holding value, and dealers are holding on to this. And let's see, a 4.0 sold for 4. Okay. All right. I'm a lot of the vendors that I talk to, because this is a book that I'm going after. Their number is what I thought was kind of inflated, a little bit high. But it's holding its value, and people aren't really selling these. So I'm really shocked. That's all right. Now I have an idea to go by. So let's see if 5.0.
9.6. Look how much that 9.6 sold just a few months ago.
Yeah, that's
wow. Yeah.
That is a house in Redding, California. That's what that is right there.
Right.
Good God, man. That's amazing. Amazing.
For 9.6.
Wow.
And J. Scott Campbell cover.
You see all the variants too. I really like one of the things that I collect. There are certain comic covers that I collect. I collect any cover that has a yo-yo on it because I'm Dr. Yo-Yo.
You're the Dr. Yo-Yo.
Oh, that's perfect. I like it.
And I really, really like foreign covers like this Brazilian edition here or the German edition.
Yep. I've been buying some lately.
I would snap by this in a heartbeat if I saw it. That is just.
I would buy that too. I just bought a foreign copy of the Doctor Doom, which is on this FF4.
Foreigns are so tough though. The paper and man.
Oh, the paper's lousy and it's black and white and it's just, but it was.
I have a few Mexico covers. I guess they J. Scott Campbell did some of his Amazing Spider-Man runs with the Black Cat on there, and it was they have some covers you can buy like the foreign covers in Mexico. So I got a few of those, but I did not realize that they went to like I think the other one was Brazilian that you looked at.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Those ones get so fucked up too because of the humidity. Like the paper is all ripply whenever you get a Brazilian copy, from my experience anyway. Keep scrolling.
Demonetized there, Laura.
Whoopsie daisy. Sorry, did I cuss?
Look at this. The black Air Black cover for Venom. I've never seen this. I've never seen this in person.
All right.
This is the Air Black. Okay. What's the error on this one?
So normally you have the red background like this right here.
I have the gold.
Right. I have the red.
Yeah, and so the black, the red layer didn't print.
I gotcha. Okay, I can see the red dye. Yeah. Okay.
It's another one. Probably my favorite Batman cover of all time. Neil Adams.
Yep. That's the one I have. The Black Cat edition right there. The one on go to the far left. Yeah, the Campbell one. That's the one that I have.
Book, Marty. Hot book right there.
Is it really? Yeah. I have the original and I have the Mexican cover on that one. This one's Amazing Spider-Man Black Cat. I have that. Matter of fact, I even have the he did a statue of her on Sideshow. So I have the statue of her, Gwen Stacy, Amazing Spider-Man, and Gwen Stacy and Mary Jane. Yeah. So
here's the Mexican cover that you were talking about. I'm looking at this art, and I'm like, what is going on with her arm right there?
It's leaning back.
I see it.
Yeah.
Yep,
this
Mexico,
totally checks out. This works.
Okay.
Yeah, this definitely is a hot book right here.
Love it.
Hot and dangerous.
What is this right here? Amazing Adventures.
Oh, I love those old ones, man. Yeah.
Gold dress.
Blonde in a gold dress, Laura. What do you think about that?
That's interesting. Okay. What do we have here? $1,500.
$1,500.
Okay.
Like a magazine size, isn't it?
I don't know. It maybe. I don't know. I think
it looks like
pull off.
Yeah.
I mean, the Golden Age books were practically magazine size anyway. They were just
right.
Oh man, I had an opportunity to get this the other day. I just missed out. Somebody beat me by like 10 minutes. I almost got the first appearance of Batgirl, and it was $500, and I was I barely missed it. Such a bummer.
I do have this one, but not a very high grade. I think it's like maybe a 5.5 or 6.0 or something within that nature. But
that's a great investing grade though, Marty, for that book. I mean, like that the 5.0s and those Silver Age books are ideal for what I collect. And I mean, when you go even higher in the grades, you got to look at page quality because the paper you're going from if you can get that book in a 5.35 cream the off-white pages. I mean, from 1966, you guys. This was real wood, real paper. You know,
Right, exactly.
That's a great grade, though, Marty. If you have that somewhere around that, that's a great, what I call investing grade. That is pretty cool.
When me and Ray, when we used to go out and collect, one of the things we used to say, it was a better a low grade than a no grade, right? It was one of the, so it didn't matter. And it's one of the advices I gave him. I said, hey man, don't worry about getting a high grade, especially in these golden age, silver age editions, man. Get yourself a good deal, get the book you want. And later on, if you decide you want to upgrade it, man. But don't waste your money on trying to get like an 8.0 or 9.0 in the silver age. Yeah, forget it, man.
Yeah.
Or you're going to be waiting a while.
Look at this. 1.5 Swedish edition sold for $75. Mot ladder laps flicken.
Perfect. You nailed that, Chris. Nailed it.
I couldn't have done it better myself, brother. You got it, man.
Is this a promo here? The American Red Cross?
American Red Cross?
Just something
I don't know.
1945, so this is World War II era.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look at that. The classic, the red, yellow, and blues, right? I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Basic, but it stands out so much.
No
It's the only color they had.
That's all they had. That's all they had for color back then.
Well,
yeah.
On this.
On the cave walls, they would print just black comic strips on the cave walls. That's what they used to do.
Marty and I are having our little discussion here. Sorry, guys.
Right.
We're misbehaving.
What else we got? Here's
more
another Adam
Hughes.
Hughes. Look at that.
Teen Titans. Yeah, another Adam Hughes cover right there.
Click on this. That's pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah, I love that, man.
$1,000 for a 9.6. That's pretty impressive.
Did not know that one. I do not have that one. That one I didn't even know that one existed. Very beautiful cover.
Really, you haven't seen that one? That one I feel like is pretty popular when it comes to if you're a Teen Titans person, though.
Yeah.
And Otto, another thing too, a lot of my Amazing Spider-Man, the lower ones like that, like 121 and even lower, are low grades too. Nothing more than a 5.5 at that, and I was happy with like going down to 4s and even 3s on the earlier editions. And I believe my Amazing Spider-Man Volume 1 collection, I got up to number 5 currently. Anything below that, man, is just, it takes it probably takes a loan for me right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I agree. You have to look at that. That's a whole other conversation for a whole other time. But collective grade that you guys can afford. That's what I'll say. Like I hone in on, and I'll only spend 30 seconds on this. Like 5.0s are a solid silver age grade for the books that I collect. And you guys know I like my linear comic collecting. So if it's a 5.5, nope, doesn't match. Got to get a 5.0. But oh my God. Anyway, I digress.
Will you click on that Punch comics right there, Chris, in the middle of the lower row?
Punch comics.
Yeah, I want to see that real quick.
Oh, look at that.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Love it.
The Skeleton.
Can you read that?
Yeah, those who have defied the skeleton, and it's got a bunch of names and then a question mark. So
okay. Love it, man. Love it.
Got the gangster saving the damsel by shooting the skeleton hand. That's pretty cool.
That's dope. That's really cool.
A
710 raw.
0.3. Look at a 0.3 for $710.
Wow.
A 0.3. That's incredible. That's half of the front cover and like the staple just floating around.
Worth it. I would spend that.
All right. So yeah, these are always fun to look at. I love the Shakers list. You can only get to this by subscribing to Cover Price. And it changes multiple times throughout the day. You can filter and sort. You can see, well, I mean, I got a big collection. Is anything of mine on the Shakers list? And just look at the ones that are in your collection. And in my case, it's going to be just a few.
Yeah, a few.
Just a few. Love it. Look at that. Look what you got, man.
No. Nice.
I love it. Go down. Go down. I want to see what you got down there.
We want to creep into your drawers.
Ah, love it, man.
Calling HR.
There's the Stanford Green we were talking about. You got one.
Love it. Thanks for sharing, brother. Awesome, man.
Yeah, this is great. I ended up getting 2 copies of this. I sold one of them for like $50. I still have my own personal copy. It's fantastic.
Beautiful.
Oh, all right. We got to wrap this up real quick. Bueller, what's up? Welcome in, or good to see you. Guys, if you're not following with Comments with Bueller, what are you doing with your life? Sorry, we ran a little bit over there. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Before we go, let's start with, actually, I'm going to start with Chris. I'm going to mess you guys up a little bit. Chris, last words.
Go check out coverprice.com. You get your free trial. It's $60 a year, $5 a month if you pay by the year. It's definitely worth it, and you can track everything you have. I love the fact that they're constantly adding things, and if you have a book that they don't have, you can message them and they will add it to their list, which is fantastic. You guys can reach me at Dr. Yo-Yo on any social media platform. If you go to my Instagram, you'll get links to everything else, including my eBay store and my Hip Comic store. But I'm very happy to be pinch hitting. I got the shirt. I got to share my screen. I got to talk comics. This is the only time of the week I really get to geek out with other people with similar interests. So, and I know a lot of people in the comments are the same. Just 6 months ago, I was one of you guys in the comments just watching along and doing my 1 of 6 and 0 of 9s. So dreams do come true.
No,
Chris. Oh, man.
You're like our knowledge bomb every time. Our H bomb, right? That's what we're calling it.
That warms my heart, man. H-bomb. You warm my heart.
H-bomb.
Otto, you're up next. It's going to stick, Chris. Sorry.
Oh, my God. I'm so happy I joined you guys tonight. Such good, great knowledge. It was so much fun, and thank you very much. And, the memory of our good friend TiVo. I'm going to get a little choked up right now when I want you to say that his channel is still there. Please go back. This is great conversation. It's great dialogue. It's great comic book talk. Watch some of those videos because it's part of a living history of our good friend and who we miss dearly. And that's all I'm going to say. And I want to give a shout out to Laura and JB and Marty and Chris and everybody in the chat, and especially everybody at Cover Price for keeping what Tim thought was so important regular. All right. And I know that all of us are enjoying it. And I know that because everybody's getting their LOTLB t-shirts. Laura, I got one for you. Don't worry about it. I got you.
Yay. All right.
Cool. The originals. So I'm going to take care of that. So you guys, thank you very much. Not a crop top, regular t-shirt, but it's
I might crop it. I might. It's just my thing. Take care of it. Thank you for being here tonight.
As far as 3MIB goes, please follow along. Follow us at 3 Men in the Basement. We're doing a live show tomorrow night. Can't wait to tell you about some of our announcements. We've got Terrificon coming up, and just watch this on a rewind, comment, share, like these videos. You guys, a lot of time puts into this, and we take a lot of time away from certain things to give you guys great geek talk, and that's what this is. So that being said, I am Otto, and I am out, and I'm so thankful to be here tonight.
How do you follow that, Marty? Go ahead, try.
I was going to ask the same thing, Laura. How the hell do I follow these two guys? There's no way. So I'm just going to simply say thank you for joining us out there. Thank you so much to keeping this legacy going on, keeping the fun going on. Just like Otto was saying, we love this. We enjoy doing this for you. We're not getting paid for this or anything. We're out here geeking out with the rest of you guys. And Chris, man, oh my God, dude, you're right. You were just, you were in the chat before, and next thing you know, you're part of the live crew now, the panel members, so great, great having you, brother. And Laura, you did amazing. Like you always do.
Yes.
Yes. You guys, I mean, come on, give Laura some love out there. Please comment on how well she does, because she puts a lot of pressure on herself. She wants to be great for you guys. She wants to bring you guys good content, and she puts a lot of pressure on herself. So please send her some love out there. She's doing an amazing job. And I mean, she ran the show amazingly. So Laura, bless you and bless everybody out there.
But let's get comments in the chat. Long live Queen Laura. Come on, let's get down.
Oh my God.
I want comments in the rewind. Long live Queen Laura. She deserves it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys are too kind. I appreciate that, but I am definitely looking forward to having JB back next week because he's just an energy in and of his own right. Thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. We will see you on Tuesday for the Cover Price Weekly Top 10. Have a good night.
For the entire crew, this is Tebow saying keep digging in them long boxes. Peace out.